And just when you think COVID is behind us, there is a renewed warning for pregnant women not to take the virus lightly. A huge study in the British Medical Journal finds any woman who is pregnant or trying to become pregnant is nearly 4 times as likely to be admitted in intensive care if they get COVID anytime during their pregnancy. The study followed about 13,000 pregnant women in 12 countries and found pregnant women with COVID face a 15 times greater risk of ending up on a ventilator, with an elevated risk of other serious conditions as well, including premature delivery. The journal agrees with the advice of the CDC that if you are pregnant or planning to get pregnant, it is very important to get a COVID vaccine and booster. The antibodies from the vaccine will be passed on from the mother to the newborn, which is a benefit to the baby since he or she cannot be vaccinated until 6 months old.